Picture this. You've cut everything. You canceled Netflix. You make coffee at home. You stopped eating out except for that one Friday every 2 weeks because even you have limits. You pack lunch. You buy store brand everything. You comparison shop for groceries like it's a competitive sport. And at the end of every month, you look at your bank account and think, okay, I saved $340 this month. That's discipline. That's sacrifice. That's doing the right thing. And then you meet someone, maybe a coworker, maybe a friend from college. This person orders food regularly. They have subscriptions. They go on trips. They don't track every dollar. And yet somehow their financial life looks nothing like yours. Their savings are growing faster. They're talking about investments. They just put a down payment on something. And you're standing there thinking, wait, I'm the one being responsible. How is this happening? Here's the uncomfortable answer. Frugality is a tool, but tools have limits. And at some point, cutting expenses stops building wealth and starts just maintaining poverty more efficiently. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right financially but still going nowhere, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Because today we're going to settle something that most personal finance channels are too afraid to say clearly. Frugality alone will not make you wealthy. And in a lot of cases, obsessing over it will actually slow you down. Let's start with the math because the math doesn't care about feelings. Imagine two people, same age, same starting point, both want to build wealth. Person A goes full frugality mode. They cut their expenses from $3,200 a month down to $2,400. That's $800 saved. Impressive discipline. Over a year, that's $9,600. Invested at 8% annually after 10 years, they have roughly $139,000. Not bad. Person B doesn't cut much. Still spends around $3,000 a month, but they spend 2 years building a skill, taking on freelance work, negotiating raises. Their income goes from $4,500 a month to $7,000 a month. They save $1,800 a month. Over the same 10 years at 8%, they end up with roughly $262,000. Same time period. Person A sacrificed daily comfort for a decade. Person B focused on earning more. The gap is $123,000, and here's the part that stings. Person A hit a ceiling. There's only so much you can cut. You still need food. You still need shelter. You still need to be a functioning human being. The floor of your expenses is real, but your income has no ceiling. That asymmetry is everything. Now before you think I'm telling you to spend recklessly and just hustle harder, stop. That's not what this is, because there's a trap on both sides of this conversation. The frugality trap is obvious. You optimize so hard you forget to grow. You become incredibly efficient at managing a small engine instead of building a bigger one. But the income growth trap is just as dangerous. And this one is sneaky. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. Here's how it works. You get a raise. Your brain celebrates for about 6 weeks. Then the new income becomes the new normal. And suddenly you need a slightly better apartment, a slightly newer car, slightly nicer dinners. Your lifestyle quietly inflates to match your new income and you end up exactly where you started. More money in, more money out, same bank account. This is why so many high earners are broke. Not because they don't make enough. Because every time their income grew, their lifestyle grew with it, dollar for dollar. Sometimes faster. So the real question isn't frugality versus income growth. The real question is which one are you using wrong? Here's what actually builds wealth. And it's not a secret. It's just boring enough that most people skip it. It's the combination. Specifically, it's income growth with a locked savings rate. When your income increases, your savings percentage stays the same or goes up. It does not decrease. You do not lifestyle inflate away the difference. You capture the gap. Here's a simple rule that works almost embarrassingly well. Every time your income increases, save at least 50% of the raise. The other 50% you can enjoy guilt-free. This is not punishment. This is just not letting the bank account absorb everything you worked for. Let's run the numbers on this quickly. Suppose you're earning $4,000 a month right now and saving $400, that's 10%. Over the next 3 years, you focus on income growth. You learn a skill. You negotiate. You take on extra work. Your income climbs to $6,500 a month. Instead of spending all of it, you lock in that 50% rule on every raise. Now you're saving $1,400 a month. Same savings rate discipline as frugality, but the base is bigger. the engine is bigger, and the compounding that follows is dramatically bigger. After 10 years of that, you're not looking at $139,000. You're looking at something that starts to feel like actual freedom. And this is where it gets really interesting, because frugality and income growth are not enemies. They just have different jobs at different stages of your financial life. Early on, frugality matters because it teaches you that you can live on less than you earn. That's a mental muscle. That discipline is real and valuable. But once that muscle is built, continuing to flex it obsessively stops being discipline and starts being fear. Fear of spending, fear of enjoying, fear that if you loosen the grip for 1 second, everything falls apart. And that fear does not build wealth. It just makes the journey miserable. The people who actually build wealth long-term are not the ones eating sad lunches at their desk forever. They're the ones who learn to live below their means early, then aggressively grew their means and let the gap between income and spending do the heavy lifting. That gap is where wealth lives. Not in the coupon, not in the canceled subscription, in the gap. Now let's talk about the practical side, because strategy without action is just entertainment. Step 1. Figure out where you actually are. Write down your income and your fixed expenses. Calculate your current savings rate. If it's below 15%, frugality is still your priority. You need to close the gap between what comes in and what goes out before anything else matters. Step 2. Once your savings rate hits 15% or higher, shift your focus. Stop optimizing expenses and start optimizing income. What skill can you build in the next 12 months that makes you more valuable? What conversation have you been avoiding with your manager about compensation? What side income is realistic given your actual time and energy? Step 3. Every time income goes up, capture at least half. Lock it in before lifestyle has a chance to absorb it. Automate the transfer if you have to. Make it invisible so the temptation never has a chance to win. Step 4. Invest the gap consistently, not when the market feels right, not when the news is calm, consistently, because the math only works if you show up every month regardless of how the headlines feel. Step 5. Review once a year, not every week, not every day. Once a year, look at income, expenses, savings rate, and investment balance. Adjust if something is off, then leave it alone. Wealth builds quietly. It doesn't need you watching it every hour. Now here's the truth most people eventually figure out too late. The debate between frugality and income growth is actually a distraction. The real enemy is inaction. Because while you're deciding which philosophy is correct, the people building wealth are just doing both. They're not spending recklessly. They're not torturing themselves over every dollar either. They're living intentionally, growing aggressively, and saving consistently. And the gap between where they are and where everyone else is gets wider every single year, not because they found a secret, but because they started earlier and stayed consistent longer. So let me ask you something directly. Right now today, which side of this are you stuck on? Are you the person cutting everything but not growing? Or are you the person earning more but spending every dollar before it has a chance to compound? Because both of those people end up in the same place. Busy, stressed, and wondering why the bank account never reflects the effort. The path out is the same for both of them. Build the income, lock the savings rate, invest the gap. Give it time, that's it. That's the whole thing, not exciting, not viral. Not a secret that hedge funds don't want you to know. Just math and discipline applied consistently over years. If this video helped you think about money differently, hit subscribe. And I want to know something. Right now, are you focused more on cutting expenses or growing income? Drop it in the comments because your answer might be the most honest financial assessment you've done all year.